Disney's Snow White was a game changer, the first full-length animated film that set the stage for everything that followed. Fast forward to today, and its remake is a $400 million disaster, wrecked by woke politics. The lead actress barely even watched the original before rewriting it. No magic, just lectures. Let's dive into this mess.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about
she's gonna die.
true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Ah, yes, because nothing screams beloved fairy tale like turning a timeless story about love and kindness into a corporate feminist TED Talk. Forget Prince Charming. Snow White is now too busy smashing the patriarchy to notice she's in a box office disaster. Who needs magic when you have mandatory girl boss energy and CGI dwarves?
Our rights are on the line, folks. Our reproductive rights. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button.
Nothing says fairy tale like a princess lecturing you on politics. Forget magic. Vote blue or get lost.
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Of course, because in today's woke Hollywood, progress means rewriting classics to fit a checklist. Now, instead of a love story, we get a lecture on stalking, because apparently, fairy tale romance is problematic, but forcing politics into everything isn't.
I mean, yeah, sure. I had no idea what I was auditioning for when I auditioned. So it's a kind of a hilarious question to say, like, what drew you to the material? Is that, like, I didn't realize that I was reading lines with Dopey. It said, like, Jeff and Amy were reading lines. And then our director, Mark Webb, on Zoom was like, you know, and then Dopey's gonna look at you and whistle. And I took a pause and realized what I was auditioning for. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. But it was very sweet. And it was a very short audition process for me. I did one more screen test, and then it was just so exciting from the word go. And Mark is so excited about the material because he has a young daughter, and he really wanted to make a movie for her and for his younger son. And I feel like he did just that. And that was really special to be a part of. The reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago. And therefore, it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is, you know, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
Also, the fact that she's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms, is what makes it so relevant to where we are today.
Ah, so now fairest of them all means most politically correct. Instead of charm and kindness, Snow White's new superpower is lecturing about leadership and smashing outdated gender roles. Forget true love. Now she's here to set the terms because nothing says magical fairy tale like a corporate-approved girl boss agenda.
But I think there's something so special about Snow White, the fact that it's about the humanity and it's about nature as well. And it's a beautiful story about an amazing girl who wants to find the true self of hers.
Imagine being too scared to watch the original, then calling it outdated and rewriting it anyway. But don't worry, after one viewing in 17 years, she's totally an expert now. Disney took a beloved classic and turned it into a soulless woke reboot, stripping away the magic and replacing it with a lecture. Instead of a timeless fairy tale, we got a $400 million disaster no one asked for. Turns out, audiences don't want their childhood favorites rewritten for politics. They just want good stories. If Hollywood cared about storytelling, they'd create something new instead of butchering the old. But until then, audiences will keep voting with their wallets. Proving once again, get woke, go broke. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.